Oh, come on. Why isn't this going live? Hey, what's up, StreamYard? I am attempting to add Instagram and our LinkedIn friends to, there we go. Yeah, all right. I think we are up and rolling smooth. In that case, I will say the records are now open. Welcome, everybody. Get in here. Say hello once you get here. And also let me know, are you pistified? That would be a combination of pissed at your life and mystified as to what keeps causing the recurring challenges that you are experiencing. If this is the case, you're being invited to innovate, my friend. And if you are a visionary or a thought leader, you know how important innovation is, how important it is to think differently. You are in the right place. There is a secret esoteric technology that, if you know about it, can help you escape the limitations of your everyday human mind and tap you into superconscious intelligence. Now, why do I say if you know about it? Because this secret technology has been hidden for eons on our planet. Why? Because it's so powerful. It has the power to break you out of the matrix. What is the matrix? The matrix is the collective paradigm of reality that we're all experiencing. That reality, that construct of reality is really important to some people on our planet. And the truth is, it sucks. Because it's very hard for you to step into your potential and your divine purpose here on the planet under the oppression that's happening currently in our matrix. All right. My name is Emily Harrison. Hello. If this is the first time we are meeting, let me know who you are and where you are tuning in from in the comments. I'm also going to encourage you guys, let's start blowing up the algorithms here. We're going to unleash some powerful information that helps us become free of the matrix. And the more of us that do this work, which let me just pause there. Thank you for taking time out of your day, your life to do this work, to be here present with me. You could be anywhere right now, but you're here. You're here in the ever-present now, whether you're with me live or whether you're watching on the replay. I want to know who you are and where you're tuning in from, whether you're watching live or on the replay. So light up the comment box now. Let's blow up the algorithms too. Send some love, likes, hearts across the screen. And let's get as many enlightened beings who are ready to work and take back their power here in this space so we can generate some momentum here together. All right. If this is the first time we're meeting, I'm Emily Harrison. I am an Akashic Records mentor. My mission is to return the technology of the Akashic Records to the planet, to be one of the beings tasked with this incredible mission in the Akashic Records. And that's what we're going to do today. We're going to jam in the Akashic Records for about half an hour here. All right, let me grab my notes. I want to go over with you all of what we are going to rock and roll with here today. Well, let me tell you a little bit about what the Akashic Records helped me do. I literally used this technology, this information, to go from food stamps to fortune. All right, figuring out where my trauma, my self-worth was that was blocking abundance from coming into my life, learning how to step into my purpose and my mission and to serve in my genius here on the planet. It's been a wild, amazing ride, I can tell you. You know, the records have helped my clients go from victims to victors. The records have helped my clients with legacy projects. They're here to share with the planet. One of my favorite stories is the story of Eva, who had a manuscript that had been inside of her. She'd been working on it for years and years. So she comes into the Akashic Record training, and through that process, her guides begin to hold her more accountable to completion of that project. She completes it. She gets it out there for publishing. And you guys, this was in 2020. Okay, right before COVID, the shutdown happened, and her story happened to be a fantasy fiction novel that chronicled COVID. Precognitively, she tapped in, and she was able to publish this novel. She won an award for fantasy fiction. Fun stuff. All right, so the Akashic Records is here to be your friend and guide. We're going to jam the Akashic Records for about 30 minutes or so here together. So go ahead and start lighting up the chat box now with questions, What do you want to ask your Akashic Records? The records are the realm of consciousness that hold all information, past, present, and all possible futures recorded from a neutral perspective. They hold a journey, a catalog of your soul's experience through the time-space continuum. And when we tap into them, they can bring us instantaneous wisdom, guidance, and clarity about anything that we are experiencing challenge in. It's one way that I love to use the records is to get myself out of the damn potholes I fall into as human. Anybody fall into potholes? Another way I love to use the Akashic Records is to tap into extraordinary genius and bring in new medicine, new ideas, new paradigms here for the planet. And one thing that I do want to share with you today before we get into the questions, I'm going to share with you a badass download. The guides illuminated in my field. It's been really helpful working with my nervous system to create safety in my body, safety and transformation. So I'm going to talk to you about that. Get my chat box lit up. Come on, y'all. Because as soon as I'm done talking about that, I want to answer your questions. I'm going to go in and ask the guides to bring my awareness to the questions that will benefit us all from leaning into today. We'll not only receive guidance from the records, but they tend to share a little medicine, a little transformative energy healing that comes through. All right, so we're going to do that today. And then at the end of the show, I'm going to do something that could get me in trouble. And there's something in it for you. Do I sound like that friend in high school that maybe you liked hanging out with, but you know you shouldn't? Rebel Emily is back. All right, so hang out till the end of the show and you can play bad girl with me. All right, so let me dive in here. I definitely am going to use my notes today. I have been up since 4 a.m. You see that grin on my face? I didn't set my alarm for 4. I just got up at 4 because I'm so excited about some projects that I'm working on. And I love the wee hours. I tap into something special in there. All right. Here is the incredible download that came in for me, some medicine that I'm going to use to work with my own nervous system in creating safety in my body, safety for expansion. And I share this with you just to, well, I should say not just, I don't suggest that you do this, okay? I'm not suggesting that you do this. I am, however, inviting you to try it on, okay? You don't have to try it, but you might want to try it on and just see if it resonates with you. All right, so what the guide shared with me was that a really unique Jedi way that I could work my physical nervous system to feel more healed, to feel more safe, which is imperative if you want to transform and grow. Actually, one of the biggest things that stands in your way when you are transforming, when you are stepping into your potential, is that your nervous system gets triggered by the potentiality, the power that you get to step into, because there's unhealed trauma and stuff that we usually have that gets agitated. It doesn't feel comfortable, doesn't feel safe in that version of ourselves. Okay. So basically the guide said you can work with your peripheral vision to heal your body and your nervous system. And I'm like, what? All right. So let me take you through the steps on how we got from A to Z there. All right. So this started with, I'm going to say, well, it started a long time ago. It's been knowledge that's been circulating in my field for a long time. One of my mentors brought into my awareness the importance of celebrating wins. So we would open the container celebrating wins. And of course, everybody would struggle with figuring out what the wins were because our reticular activating systems are not programmed to see wins. Your default mode is to find what's going wrong. And so there's an aspect of rewiring our brain that's really cool when we start celebrating wins. Now, fast forward several years later, I've been doing this, feeling like I got a grip on why we celebrate wins for many, many years. My former student and dear friend and colleague, Kara Melindy, talked about in abundance and prosperity consciousness, it's so important to reprogram our mind to see wins because, and she added this piece that tweaked it for me, just like, gave me that just a little different perspective. She said, if you're programmed to see threats, that inhibits your ability to receive. And I thought, oh, dang. It landed in a deeper way because I was able to see how I had up-leveled my ability to find wins. But with that, I had also up-leveled my ability to look for risk. And so I began recognizing, okay, I could see like 10 different places in my life where subconsciously I was looking for risk and recognizing, oh, that's blocking me from stepping into my highest truth, my highest potential. Okay. And how do I get rid of it? Like, damn, I got it. I got that one. What's the medicine? Akashic Records. And the records shared with me that if we can strengthen our peripheral vision, so you guys have probably done that exercise where you put your hands out and then you just move your hands to the side where you see them, can't see them anymore, and work in that peripheral. Okay. We're training our physical eyes, but we're also training our subtle energy body. We're training our peripheral to perceive energy before it comes right smack in our face and it is creating a threat. If you have open perception like this, you are going to be able to perceive what's coming into your field. And if it's something that could be challenging, you have the opportunity to shift it, to mitigate it, to send it love and light. Work with it in any way you want. I did work with my students in some unique ways with it, but let your imagination be the guide. Download it, okay? Intuit how to work with it. Is this making sense? Send some love like hearts across the screen if this is making some sense. All right, a couple more pieces. How will you know when you've completed this, when your nervous system is healed? All right, your nervous system is healed when you can hold a frequency of gentleness. Now, this is holding our gentleness when we're triggered. That's step one. All right. Step two is, can you hold that space of gentleness when someone else is triggered? Because when someone else is triggered, what does that look like? They're going to be coming at you with anger and frustration. And what the guide said is, remember, see if you can remember when someone is triggered and coming at you like that, when they have lost their gentleness, they have also lost access to their wise one. Okay. Good stuff, right? All right, so I want to bring through a transmission. We're going to work in the heart chakra today, bringing through a transmission of gentleness, helping you stay in a place of gentleness, calm, and peace. If you want to receive that activation in the heart chakra, sacred geometrical codes of light are flowing in. You can say yes to fully relax your system and receive them. You can type yes in the comments too. Just let the universe. To train this is by training your peripheral vision. All right. I have something special for y'all, by the way. Training your peripheral vision is super easy. All you got to do is put your mind to it. Okay. All right. Fight. Beat tigers. Somebody was a cheerleader. Sorry, that might have been slightly annoying. But I had to get it out. It's like once you start, you just got to get the whole thing out, right? Okay, so I blasted this up on the screen. Well, duh, there it is on the screen. But I put it in the comment box for you all as well. This is a training to train your intuition. All right, this is the language that you will speak in the space of the Akashic Records. And in this training, you're going to learn super simple exercises that you can do in 15 seconds or so a day that are going to train your Jedi senses, not just your peripheral. You're going to get also training of your clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. All right. So go check it out. Sarah, first time in the house. Right on. You were a cheerleader. Get it, girl. All right. We're going to dive into some questions now. Jan Peck. I've had an uncharacteristic physical problem, one after the other. I would like insight about deeper meanings and perhaps something that I am not seeing. All right, Miss Jan, let me tap in, see what the guides want to share. You said unhealed trauma. Yes, it is all unhealed trauma. And I was in a very similar pattern when it came to pre-Shasta, during Shasta, and post-Shasta. Although I wasn't experiencing symptoms in my physical body, but man, relentless lessons of leadership and family and balancing all the pieces, just like freaking relentless. Like to the point where my nervous system was either going to master shit and get calm, or I felt like I was going to burst into tears. I picked mastering calm. All right. So if you are like Jan and you're noticing a relentless nature to what's coming up for you, you're on an accelerated timeline. There's some great news here. You're on an accelerated timeline for your highest potential. And yeah, you got some shit that you didn't quite get taken care of before it was time to move. And now it's all coming out. All right. The advantage to this is being able to relax and just let things continue to move through, learn the lessons, stay in your calm, gentle, non-reactive nature. See, when we react, wait, I had some good notes about this. Where did that go? Where did those notes go? Yes. Your nervous system will determine if you react or if you respond. Okay. If you're reactionary or someone is reactionary, that's being on the defense. If we're responding to something, we're consciously choosing and participating, and then we're on the offense. All right. So one of the first things that everybody can do is flip your mindset to which one you're on. I want to be on the offense. I want to be in conscious creation and control of my reality, of that which I can be in control in. All right. But the truth is, we are truly creating everything, and you can always be in control of your perspective. All right. Back pocket question. If you're ever feeling stuck, how can I see this differently? Okay. Another back pocket question if you're feeling stuck. This one comes from my dear, beautiful friend and colleague, Lisanne Valentine. And it goes a little something like this. I can't remember the exact way she phrases it, but her phraseology is something like, how is this part of my divine plan and purpose? Whatever it is that you're experiencing. Okay. Those questions will help you flip your perspective if you're feeling stuck. And that's the first place that you want to go ever if you're feeling stuck, is flip your perspective. All right. Let's see. Let me see, Janet, if there's anything else that the guides want to share with you. This is also a time for you to consecrate your own medicine. So when the trauma is coming up and you're feeling it and experiencing it, use your Akashic records to make up the medicine. Ask them, all right, what's the medicine look like? That's really important for all of us to do, which, by the way, I love all of the healing medicines that energy healers, including myself, can channel from the records and give you. But the medicine that will work the best is the medicine that you get from your own innate. And the medicine is usually some sort of symbolic meets energy work, breath work, visualization, meditation. It's really good to integrate that, ground yourself after. You guys know what to do. Ask your guides, make it up. Okay. And the more you do this, the more confident you're going to get in not only your abilities to heal yourself, but your abilities to help others. Okay. The guides want to bring in an activation for anybody who is on the accelerated timeline, the path of destiny. If you are on the path of destiny and your timeline just accelerated, like Han Solo driving the Millennial Falcon, that dude. They don't let me drive the ships, y'all. I get pretty lost out there. All right. So if you want to receive this activation coming in to help you see from a different perspective, this is going to help you innovate. Type yes in the comments. Focus the energy on your third eye. Again, third eye is the center where we send and receive intuitive impulses, psychic impulses. This is where your psychic gifts are, or in your third eye. And check out intuitive development training. Here, I'll plug it again. If you want to learn how to train your third eye, okay? Along with all your other psychic senses. All right, let's see what else we got in here. Linda K. Ooh, I love your CD, Linda, and your red jacket. You look great. I have someone coming at me unjustified, spent unnecessary resources last year and thought it was done. Relentless is the right word. Okay, awesome. So yes, staying calm, non-reactive is hard. How do you not respond? Done reacting, but responding still. All right, Linda, let's go a little bit deeper in here for you. And I love the way that the guides piggyback the work here for us. All right, so how do we, let me see where exactly the guides can share with you where to work, Linda. Okay, the guides are saying, open your mind to receive data from your childhood, specifically around memories associated with you and your mother and how she responded to you. And there's a pain point in there that hasn't been, oh, my clairsentience is turning on. My whole body is just vibrating, buzzing, very effervescent right now. There's something in there where your inner child doesn't feel seen and heard in the pain that you felt in that. And so just being present to that and a good cry will help. And then continue to train your peripheral vision. All right. Because that helps you see and evaluate WTF going on with people, with their karma and your karma and all of the pieces that tend to collide in the field, which create the opportunities to learn. But you can work with them a little farther away before they are like right in your face and you've got to dodge the bullets like Neo. Right? Because remember, eventually Neo gets it and he figures out how to fight them in other ways. Okay? Makes sense? Be Neo. Let's see, the guys are going to bring in an activation in the root chakra, but for whatever reason, they want you guys to feel it in your feet. They want you to feel really grounded and stable in who you are in your life. This is going to create a safety to do the work, to face and feel those emotions that come up, okay? Just to clarify, the emotions that are stored in your body, those are stored in your sacral chakra. We did some sacral chakra work on the last Akashic Answers with Emily, so you might want to go back and check that out if you're feeling you might have some stuck emotions or things you didn't process. Okay, those are going to come out of the sacral chakra. We're actually working in the root chakra, which is the base of your spine. Again, the guides want you to feel the connection of your feet to the ground. There's some stabilization mechanisms in your energy field helping you to feel more grounded and safe in your reality. And that's, again, an important part of creating an environment where we can truly heal. All right, let's see what else we got here. Phyllis, I love you, Miss Phyllis. Okay, Phyllis, even though my latest CT scan says my cancer is stable, woohoo! Let's first of all just celebrate that, everybody. Let's, before we go a second further, celebrate Phyllis, who has been in the journey of many humans right now of turning on self-healing mechanisms and really looking at what causes us to create and miscreate inside of our bodies, and you're kicking ass, Phyllis. All right, so for the first time, I'm experiencing some physical issues. I'm curious if this energy I'm picking up from people around me or my own ascension symptoms. I am trying to be positive about my cancer and the healing I'm trying to create, but when I don't feel good, it's hard to remain positive. Yep, I heard that. Okay, so what the guides are saying, and I'm getting clairsentience all over, as I'm wiggling around in my lace shirt here. Whew. When we are in human form, if we don't acknowledge the fear side of things that come up and we try to just like shoo it away, it gets stuck in the body. And so you're feeling a combination of, really, the guides are saying both things, and you can pick which one you want to go with. But you're feeling the physical symptoms of the pain or the, I'm sorry, Take two. You're feeling the physical symptoms of the fear that wasn't fully faced during that time. And the guides would have said that if you would have felt that pain during the time that you were going really in the healing, in the medicine, it could have scared you more at that point in time. So it's like your higher self that, okay, let's save it till you're doing better. And then we'll let it come up. But time, and when it comes up, it's of no matter in the quantum field. I know it really matters in the physical, because if we don't face and feel and shift and heal in time, our physical bodies will check out. Okay. But in the quantum, that stuff can be kind of like reordered, if that makes any sense at all. All right. All right. So giving yourself permission to face and feel, to honor. Yeah, this is my human experience. That's right, bitches. I'm scared. Okay. I would be, for sure. My third eye just went palpitated. Yeah, we got, yeah. Definitely challenging to remain positive. Yeah. This is when you just got to do all of the things that help bring us back into stability until you feel better. Okay. You are also feeling ascension symptoms, because as you are seeing and noticing a mind-body connection, or I should say an emotional connection to the physical body, the fear and the pain that comes up, right? That's higher levels of consciousness, because we're making connections, and it gets to be released from your body as well. And you're feeling all of those things. And the guides are saying, don't be so hard on yourself when it doesn't feel good. You know, what I do in those circumstances is I give myself a little bit of time to actually not feel good, because when whatever it is that needs to come up, I can have a good cry fit, or pissed off, or curse somebody out, or whatever it is that I need to do. That part of me needs a voice. And I recognize, okay, I'm gonna give human Emily some space to feel what she feels. And then I also know how to take care of human Emily, because I don't want her to continue to, waller in it. I want her to be seen and witnessed, but I also want her to feel better. So I'm gonna stop talking about myself in the third person now. I go outside, I ground. Yeah, kind of like a delayed reaction. I really enjoy eating root vegetables when I'm feeling a bit off, because they're grown in the ground. They're very grounding. They help to ground me. Cool. Okay, so we're gonna jam with one more question here. Oh wait, let's Persephone. I'm coming back. I'm coming back for you, Persephone. Let's do an activation here for helping to embrace our fear mind. We don't get that one very often. Okay, that one's going to require courage. The guides are saying, get into that solar plexus chakra. Do you have the courage to embrace your fear mind? See, that's really the only way that we can face it. I mean, running from it isn't good, but facing it, you can either face it, come and charge and at it, put on your best monster costume, dragon costume, go after it, or just be fucking gentle. Just approach it with gentleness. Okay? Solar plexus, say yes if you're receiving that activation in your solar plexus, stepping into your truth and your power and your wisdom. Type yes in the comments for me. Cool. All right, Miss Persephone. Is love really coming for me when I've intuitively felt it coming for so long, but nothing? All right, Persephone, let me tap in and see what there is for you. Okay, the guides will first talk about time in the Akashic Records, and that time isn't linear. We hit on that a little bit with one of the last explorations in the records, but time is not linear in the records. So when we ask questions about time, we usually don't get something like 6 months or 12 months. I mean, every now and then you can, but what tends to happen more often is it's a set of gateways or a set of circumstances. You go through this gate, and you go through this gate, and you go through this initiation, and you get your shit together here, and you heal this up. Ooh, that's a bit of a long list. but it looks more like those kind of graduations that we move through. Okay. Send some love like hearts across the screen if this is making sense, how time is different in the records than it appears here in our third dimensional reality. Okay. So let me tap in and see what the guides have to say about this love, Persephone. Ooh, as soon as I said it and tapped into it, I felt clairsentience, warmth, and tingles moving through my body. Definitely seeing in my clairvoyance, clear inner vision, the energy of pink, magenta pink, unconditional love. Oh, it's interesting. It's like there's an interesting hang up with an energy that doesn't feel like it's here present on the physical planet, like perhaps someone who's passed. Okay, let me know if this is making sense. And I'm not sure if that is regarding you or the potential person that meets you in this love connection and union. Okay, the guides are also reminding us that there are spells we can do, spells we can cast. I use the term spell, words that you speak, thoughts that you think, altars that you build, okay, to hold space and to open space for people to come into our lives. Now, here's the thing, though. You don't have any loved ones who have passed. Okay, keep that one in your back pocket. It could, I felt like it was a loved one who had passed, but it could also be a being or a guide or someone else in a higher dimensional reality or frequency that has information or teaching to do with you. So in the space of our Akashic Records, we have masters, teachers, loved ones, and guides. Masters include the masters and ascended masters, archangels, so on and so forth. Teachers, this is the one that I wanted to hit on. Teachers are lesson specific. They can be our loved ones, they can be our guides, they can be archangels, they can be ETs, they can be your higher self, but they come and go and are lesson specific. So there's some kind of lesson specific gateway or initiation for you with a being of higher dimensional consciousness. Deb, good stuff. I love you, Deb Duran. Okay, full disclosure, everybody. Pistified. How many of you loved that word? That's Deb's word. She made it up. Thank you, Deb, for letting us borrow that goodness here, pistified. Deb knows that I love to make up words, and I do. Pistified, a combination of being pissed at your life and mystified as to why it keeps happening. I love you, Deb. Okay, Persephone. Back to this idea around the spells that we can cast. Now, here is the danger, the caveat. Do not mess this one up, y'all, or the ether will kick your own ass. You don't want it to be person specific. Okay? You want to be open. You can be character specific, characteristic specific, and you should be, but you can't be person specific. Okay? All right, go play, have some fun. Let's see, the guides want to activate, let's see, what do they want to activate in the field to bring out our inner witches and wizards? Where do they want to work? Oh, they're going to work right here in the throat chakra, which doesn't surprise me because a lot of y'all witchy ass has been hung before in other lives. How many of you feel that you've had a past life where there's been persecution of some kind of your gifts and skills? Okay, the guides want to clear and heal that right now, free you to use your voice for your highest good and the highest good of everyone connected to you. And so it is, as you are here to speak truth, words, syllables, light, bring in the sound frequency that ushers the energy of heaven on earth, for we are entering the golden age of consciousness. And so it is. Cool, type yes. You receive that activation. All right. Y'all ready to play a little dirty with me? Okay, so here's the deal. Friday, something really cool is happening. Something really cool is happening, and I'm sort of missing it. I got myself just a little bit of FOMO. Okay, so here's the cool thing that's happening. I am being featured on a NASDAQ billboard in Times Square, representing the Akashic Academy. Oh, it makes me emotional. I might not have said it out loud like that before. I mean, I've told a couple of you. All right, so you want to see what the billboard looks like. Here's the deal. Here's what the billboard looks like. Now, why I've got a little bit of FOMO is because I'm not actually going to be there in Times Square to see it flash across the NASDAQ billboard. I shared that in Mount Shasta, bit of a shit show this year. I mean, the event itself and the transformation, the best ever, the most connected, powerful, magical event I've ever created. I worked so hard for it. He said, I got worked professionally, personally, before, during, and after, just bending over, taking it, y'all. Okay, so in the process of me being gone at Shasta and seeing some of the personal challenges that it causes my kids when I leave for work so often. I leave for work a lot. And I saw the abandonment. I saw the pain. I saw where I could take responsibility for being a better mom and fixing some things. And in that process of committing to myself on how I would show up and do this, I canceled all of my speaking and travel engagements for the next 6 months. Everything that's not part of the Akashic Academy and our programs and our deliverables here, I canceled everything. And there were some big ones in there. Okay, big ones. And this is one of the big ones. So I'm feeling a little bit bummed that I'm not going to be there in person. And honestly, it's just my human that's feeling a little bit of bummery. My higher self, I know, I feel great about my decision and proud of my decision and happy to be here with my kids. And maybe y'all can help me make a little bit bigger of a deal out of this since I'm not going to be there, and help me spread the word. Okay, so here's what the billboard is going to look like. It's going to be wrapped around the NASDAQ billboard. I just released this during our show today on, I think, all of my major social network feeds. Okay, my Facebook timeline, here on Instagram, it says hashtag Akashic on NASDAQ. It's going to appear on the billboard on Friday. So here's what I would love you guys to do. Between now and Friday, help me get this out there. I would love you to share this out, tag me at theakashicacademy.com or Emily Harrison. And each one of the tags that I get, I'm going to put your name into a drawing to receive a free 30-minute reading with me. All right, so will you guys play along? Will you help me out? Will you help blast this out there? I don't know if I'm supposed to release it before Friday or not. That's what I said. I'm doing something that might get me in trouble here. All right, but I'm playing a little rebellious. This is how rebellious Emily plays. And I would be so, so honored if you all helped me share and spread the word about what's happening in Times Square this Friday. And again, for all the tags that I get, I'm going to put your name in a hat. I will draw live here on the air next week. Let's see if we can light up social media and light up the internet and light up the world and let the world know that this esoteric knowledge, this wisdom, this technology that has the power to free you from your oppression exists. All right. Let's let them know where to find us. All right. I love you guys. Thank you so much for being here with me, and I will see you here again next week.